Welcome back, fish muggers. Well, it's been a couple of days actually since we got the other episode of the Goldfish Tank rebuild published, or not recorded rather. It's being published right now, and I thought it's nice and early this morning, and nobody's here except I got another guest. Yeah, you were on there yesterday, weren't you? He's making so much noise over there. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just bring him over here and he can be part of the video? So yeah, he's gonna stay right here. Maybe he'll go on my shoulder. You want to go on my shoulder, buddy? Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to kick off. This is going to be part 3 of the series, and let you know where I'm at. As you can see, I have water in the tank, and it's been like this a couple days. And I wanted to tell you a couple things. So when I filled this up, I used my RO water. Now the thing about RO water is that it has no minerals in it. It has nothing in it. It's like there's zero of anything in it. And so you need to mineralize it. Just so that the fish need minerals just like we need minerals. They need minerals in the water, and to absorb into through their gills and through their scales, and it helps with their mucus on their bodies. I don't know, but it's supposed to be in there. So if you use RO water, you need to remember that you need to actually mineralize manually. And I'll show you what I use to mineralize. I'll show you that later. I use the same thing for the shrimp and even in the beta tank. But one thing that I wanted you to know, if you don't have one of these, they're cheap, man. Get one of these. They're on Amazon. This is called a TDS meter. TDS stands for total dissolved solids, and it measures using like electricity. These probes that are in here. It measures the amount of solids, free floating solids in your water. And when I did this the other day, when the water was fresh in there, I was getting 5, which is nothing. Like, that's like, you don't want to even drink that. Oh yeah, don't drink your RO water, guys. It's not good for you. It's like drinking distilled water. It'll I think what it does is it pulls the nutrients out of your body, and instead of supplying it, it's trying to take it. So hey, you want to sit up there? What do you think of that? Oh, ooh. He'll probably poop in the water. But yeah, I want to show you this. So I have added the quick start. I have added some of this. Let's get that on camera. This is just the one I use. I think this company actually makes a few different kind, but you can actually kickstart your tank with that. It's just to start a bacteria. And then I also added like a little bit of leaf zone, just so there was nutrients in the water column for the anubiases that are in there right now. I didn't plant this guy, but this is where I think I'm. This is where I think I'm going to be putting them, like right here. It was either there or it was going to be over here, but I put it over there for now. Well, let me show you this. So it's reading 0 right now, and if I put this in here, watch out, Marty. You ready? Yeah, having added all those right there, I went from like 5 to 22. It's still not enough. I like to target after I add the salts in there. I like to target about 230, 200, and that will give that also gives me the ability to have shrimp in there if I wanted to. I can move shrimp over, and I use the shrimp salts to bring those minerals up. Yeah, actually, let me just go get those for you, and I'll show you. So there's 2 kinds, right? So if you're going to do the Neocaridina shrimp, use this stuff, and it has both GH and KH in it. And you dissolve it in a cup of water until you're at a good point where you put it in, then you measure your TDS after it dissolves in there, in your tank, that is, not in your cup of water. And then I have this one here too, for I guess I got this first, thinking I was gonna have this kind of shrimp, and I did for a while, and I I failed. Basically, I had like 5 or 6 of these guys, and then eventually they just all died. So I was like, I don't think I was doing this properly, or I needed to do more research. Now I know exactly what to do. So maybe someday I'll be filming about these guys, a bee shrimp that is. See, and it's just GH. They don't need so much KH. So I really use this right here. So this is what I use to mineralize the water. Comment below if you have better ideas for mineralizing, because that's something I really haven't done a lot of research on yet. So mineralizing my water is really, this is all I do. Oh, I also have some Bacter AE, I think it's called. Yeah, I'll show a little picture of it here. And yeah, so if you have a better suggestion, let me know that, please. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do here, as you can see, the water's probably you may be picking it up. It's a little cloudy. When I first put it in there, it was super clear. So all of that is probably a bacteria bloom in the past couple of days. I didn't see any dirt or silt or anything come up front into the water column when I was filling this, and I filled it very slowly. Like I said, I used RO water to do it. But when, after I got it done, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna really like this. It looks really good. So I'm going to do some more planting. I don't know if I'll get to that today or maybe later on this evening after I do my real job. But I'm gonna start planting. I'll plant this somewhere. I'm gonna get some cuttings that I have everywhere. I'm gonna put those in here, and you'll see a lot more activity here later. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it here, and I gotta get to work. I got a real job, but I'll catch up with you guys later. Okay, thanks. Hey guys, okay, so it's now afternoon, and I'm done with work. So I want to come back here and do a little bit more recording. I thought of like 5 other things that I wanted to tell you after I made this morning's recording, my little intro, and I'll try to remember what they are now. So one thing is, like, you notice that my water is a little bit foggy, and I think that's because I might have a bacteria bloom already going on, or the water's just yucky. Who knows? The big thing is I don't have any filtration going on at all. Not even a bubbler, not a filter or anything. So the water is literally stagnant. So I might actually do a water change tonight, and if it is a bacteria bloom, then it'll just bloom again. Another thing is, like I mentioned, I need to mineralize the water, but I won't do that if I decide to do a water change. So I'll make that determination later. Another thing I wanted to point out. Remember I said in one of my other videos is that, the substrate, the soil underneath will find a way to make its way up onto your sand. And what do you know? It happened to me during this whole build out right here. So yeah, there you go. See, I don't know if you can make it out, but let's see if I can get in there closer. See that? We're all right there. I made a mess. But, it's not really a big deal, honestly. I'm going to be putting like a nice pretty gravel down, and, it'll be all over the place. Once I got my plants in there, I kind of like to disperse my gravel after that. So I'll do that, and you won't even see this. It'll just blend right in. Another thing is like I told you, I want to cover up that volcanic rock that's back there. So I already have a plant picked out for that, and that's going to be a crypt. There's a nice crypt that I have in there. It's nice and low growing, so it'll be good. And then I'm going to get some more plants in here. I haven't decided where to put this guy yet. He may just go right there. I may just put him right there. And another thing is I'm going to put more plants here, but I'm going to put some more plants in the back, and have them they'll be taller growing plants, and I'll do that. Yeah, and then I'll decide whether I need a water change or not. I may or may not add the fish. I may just let it go a couple days. I may add something like snails in there and see how they do. There was one other thing. So yeah, and I'll add filtration. Obviously, I'm going to get that going, and that's about it. And so the other thing is, I've decided that I don't like this camera. I mean, it does a pretty decent job, but it's a little kludgy to use. It's kind of clumsy. It's great if I could hold it in my hand. The DJI Pocket 2. I mean, it literally just fits right in your hand like that. So I mean, it's good if you're like just walking around and blogging or talking. While a lot of people do that. So that it's good for those kind of people. But for me, I need it to be on a tripod. I need to be able to pick it up and then show you things. It wasn't very good when it was close up. It didn't focus very, very well. So I have another camera that I'm going to get. It's actually another DJI product. So I'm just going with a different, I think it's called the Action 4, the DJI Action 4. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm also, in my shopping cart now as we speak, are some external microphones that I can wear. So that'll be cool. So I'll have like consistent audio on all my videos, and I think that'll just be cool. And plus, I can like walk all over the place, and I'll still have the same volume of voice, and it won't sound like I'm across the room when I'm across the room. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Oh yeah, getting back to this. So here's another thing, guys. So spider wood, and I guess kind of any wood that you put in there will actually grow this white mucusy film on it, and as it's getting ready for the tank, as it's acclimating to the tank. This is not bad stuff. You don't have to freak out or worry about it. I know I've seen tons and tons of forums and people on like Facebook, the aquarium groups that I'm part of. They're always asking, well, what is this? Is it bad? Blah blah blah. No. It eventually goes away. And I believe if you throw a bunch of snails in there, I think they eat it, So maybe mystery snails do that. I use ram's horn snails. That's what I have in all my tanks, all of them. I love those guys. They're a great little cleanup crew. But it's already started, and this has been a couple days. Let me see if I can get another close-up shot of that, and then you can see it. There you go. And the foggy water might not be helping either, but you can kind of see, like if you look at the edges of that, you can kind of see right there where it's like coming off the branch right there, and that'll happen to the whole thing, and that lasts a couple of weeks. It's not really a big deal, guys. Nothing to worry about. It's perfectly safe. It's perfectly natural. And my snails will just gobble it up. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do all the planting. I'm gonna try to finish all that tonight so I can get this camera put back in the box and put in the mail. And then it'll be a few days before I get the other camera, the new camera, and start filming again. I hate to have to relearn the whole process, but I think it'll be okay. Since it's the same company, I think it's the same software even that it uses. So that'll be cool. Yeah, but I look forward to that, and I will get started. I'll try to film some of the process so you kind of see. I mean, this one here is going to be the probably the harder one because it's kind of big, and I gotta dig a hole for it. So I'll get that in there. The stem plants, really easy. I just use these awesome tweezers I told you about earlier, and then I can just poke them right down into the soil. Super easy. That's the hard one. I gotta dig a hole in the water. Not an easy job. But okay, all right, now film that. Cool, stay tuned. Okay, I'm all set up here. Well, with one plant. You look back here, right? And you're probably thinking, I bet your wife cannot wait until you're done with this construction zone. And it's true. it's a mess in here. I mean, we can't even eat at the table over there, and there's just stuff all over the place, and you know, I'm like, I'll be done soon. Of course, I still have to do that build too, don't I? So they love me. I want to show you this. So one thing about this plant, right? So you can like, it's got great roots. I can feel it already. But you just push this guy up out of the container like this, and you'll notice that it's got this stuff on it. A lot of you know what this stuff already is. It's called rock wool. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. And I forgot to mention, like, one of my tools is this fork right here. Yeah, it's just a cheapy cafeteria fork, and I use it for a lot of things actually, especially getting duckweed out. So if I have too much duckweed and I want to kind of like work my way around and get it out, this will just scoop the duckweed right up, and I can just drop it in a bowl of water. Yeah, have a bowl of water handy too, because duckweed is sticky. I don't know why. It sticks to everything. But here you go. Watch this. So you take this. You can break it apart where the roots are. I know there's no roots here, so I'll get all that off. And it just kind of comes off. And I'll show you what the fork is for in a minute. All right, look at the roots. You can see it going down into the rock wool. Right? So I'm going to get off as much as I can with my fingers. Just peel it off. And then I'll use my fork, and I'll start pulling off the rock wool right here, because I want to get off as much of that as possible. It's not bad. It just has like extra nutrients in it from when it was at the plant farm. You just don't want to have all that. You think, man, look at the roots on this thing. I don't even know. Like the branch right here has all these crazy roots. Are you guys seeing that? Look at that. This is called the Lobelia cardinalis. Cardinal, I guess. And then I just work this stuff off. Like so. Oh, look, that just came right out. Boom. I wonder if I can tug on this. No, not there yet. I don't want to break all the root system because I don't want to shock it. Wow, it looks like I'm going to be able to get a couple little plants out of this. I'm thinking I could just break it right there. I can break it right here. All right, let's see if I can use the fork now. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that, see that? Coming right off. Just being gentle. Yep, pretty much got it. This one's a little thicker. I'm just gonna rip it up the, yeah, there we go. Hopefully I either edited or cut out or sped up all that footage, because you didn't really need to see all that. You know what that process is, right? But there you go. See, there's the end result. There's a little tiny bit right there, but that's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to leave it right there. There's like a little pebble in here or something. I don't know what this is. Oh, you know what it is? It's a little it's actually like a rhizome from this little plant right here. I mean, right? That's what it feels like. It might be. But yeah, look, it's like long like that. So I might just plant that against the wall. You know, let it just grow down the wall. But yeah, that's the first piece. That's the first plant. And yeah, I'm going to put it right over there in that section over there. All right. Hey, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to cut this right there. I did it. It's done. Ooh, one kind of fell off right here. Still got a couple little roots attached to them. I think I'm going to take a chance with that too. This is very healthy. Seems like a rhizome or a part of a branch. And then this guy grew off of it. So then I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to plant him down in there. I'm going to see if I can do the tweezer trick here. Can. Nice. Very nice. All right, see that? And it came out sideways. Here's another one. I'm going to grab it by the roots this time. See how that L shape helps? I'll plant it right in front of it. Like that. They come out sideways. I'm going to scoop a little sand on top of it. Get this leaf that's escaping. And then this one, that may or may not make it because of how I cut it. I'll put it where I can pull it out easily. You don't want to pinch it too hard because you'll hurt the actual stem itself. So you just kind of got to find that happy medium of how much grip to put on this little guy. And then I'm just going to tuck that down in the soil too. And those roots will grow down and find the soil down below. There you go. It's that easy, guys. Okay, next plant. Look at this beautiful crypt I found. Look at that. Look at all these little root pieces. You see all that? I can actually break this apart like that and make all separate little plants. So I can actually spread this guy out and let it be kind of a ground cover. And that's going to go over there and cover up that lava stone. So I'm gonna put these guys in there and do exactly that. Now I have like a bowl of water here too because I want to rinse off all the old dirt from the last tank just so I don't spoil up the water too bad, even though I think I'm gonna do a water change. And yeah, look at this piece right here. It's like a big root rhizome or something. You see that? I bet I could just cut it right there. Get this. This is from that tank right there. Because remember, I got to get all those plants out of there and get it ready for the next build. So a lot of that stuff can get transplanted. It's also got like algae all over it too. I'm gonna clean this up, and I'll probably super speed this. You don't really need to see all this. All right, here we go. Okay, ready. Let's plant it. Let's start with the big one. And in this case, I'm going to grab it by the roots right there and pull the roots underground. I think that's what I want my orientation to be. So I need to get in here. The other trick is working around all your hardscape. In here I got a little root sticking out, so I just kind of like tuck them in there, push it down until it's in there. Look at that. Feels good. Yeah. Gonna do this big one, this next big one. Kind of like a little triangle right there. This will be like corner. Right there. I like it. Little root sticking out. Go ahead and get him under the soil, or sand in this case. Whoops. Hard to grab a hold of sometimes. There we go. I tucked them in there. Should be good. Little piece of hair algae. Alright, one more. The little guy. He'll be kind of in the front of all those. And this will grow in nice and bushy. I can't even see that lava rock anymore. There we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Look at that little grassy corner right there. Now you guys, you might not have plants. So you have to buy them, right? And plants are like, they're the most expensive part of this hobby, it seems. And I had no idea why, but if you're resourceful, you'll go out on Marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace. I think that's the best place. I mean, I guess Craigslist, but I bet Marketplace is better. and you go out and you just do like a search in your local area for aquarium plants, and you'll be surprised to see like a lot of people are trying to sell their stuff because, well, why waste it if you have to trim it off? You don't want to throw it away. So if you can sell some of it, hey, you get back some of your money. I mean, I do that with red root floaters. I do that with pearlweed. I sell Ludwigia and Rotala cuttings. I honestly should sell some. I think I sell Vallisneria grass. Not as many people are looking for that. I sell the Java moss. I mean, I harvest Java moss like crazy. That stuff grows nuts. Some Wassertang. The Christmas moss and Java moss. I think they're just so intermixed. I just say moss. I sell moss. But yeah, I mean, guys, you can make a little money from your plants and kind of get back and go buy more fish. That's what I do. All right, I'm gonna go find some more plants. Okay, I found another one. I don't know what this stuff is called. It looks kind of grassy. Like these little tufts of grass, and they kind of like stay about that big, and they kind of grow bushy or whatever. But they've been growing in my beta tank for like, God, over a year or something. I don't know where I get these plants. I go to other people's houses. I'm like, ooh, I don't have that plant. Let me have that. And I don't even know what it's called. But it looks like I can take a bunch of these and I can kind of put them in a, I'm just going to tuck them around, I think. I just kind of like, I'm going to tuck them around, And if they get in my way, I'll just yank them out, right? They don't have very deep root structures, so I'm probably going to have to show them in a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get these in. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool right now. All right, let's go find another plant. Okay, I found one. I forgot about this plant that I was showing you. Okay, let me show you that up close. Yeah, pretty cool, right? I like it. And it's got like the undersides of the leaves are like this red color. Probably can't tell much here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some cuttings of this. Now this is probably a pretty vigorous growing plant, so it needs to be in the background. These are all one single stem. Look how big that is. So this stuff could get out of hand pretty quick, and I might not like it there long term because it'll start taking over. But I think all the way in the back against the wall, this could look really good for at least a while. So I'm going to get that cut up, and then I'll put those in there too. Here we go. Got them all set up. So what I did was I made little bundles of 3 or 4 stems in each little bundle. It's a lot, so I may not do it all, but I have them here, and I'll just see what I get. The more plants, the better. Let's get it going here. I'll take this big one to start with. And oh, another thing, guys. So when I bundle them, put them together, I make sure their stems are all about, all at the bottom. But I leave these leaves on, especially when there's not a root system, and especially in just stem cuttings. You can get stem cuttings from anybody. You just one stem cutting and plant it. But I leave these in here to kind of anchor them under the sand. Because if it's just a bare stalk, they could get pulled out. And goldfish like to pull on things sometimes too, so they like to root around. So I leave those on there as little anchors until the roots can take hold. Another thing, they're all kind of growing all over the place. Eventually they'll just straighten themselves out and grow towards the light. So you don't have to worry about that. It might look messy when you first do it, but give it a week, it'll be fine. find some more plants. This guy's crazy. Okay, found some more things. Just little things. Rotala Super Red, I believe. Is this also a Rotala? It's a red, but it might be Ludwigia. Like I mentioned in another video, I always get this stuff confused. All right, and then this plant. I don't know what this is either. I think I found it once, so maybe if I can go look at my, I have a bunch of browser tabs open to everything that I think I have. I forget where I got this, but it wasn't a store or anything. I think I got this from a person as well. And I've been able to propagate it like everywhere. And I really love how it grows. It just grows tall like this with the little leaves all over it. No branches or anything, or I haven't seen it branch. I think it's just so cool looking. It's like a nice little centerpiece sort of thing, like a totem pole. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. All right, where should I put this stuff? You know, I think I'm gonna put this one in the back. I know it gets big. So I'm gonna go right here. I just took that whole bunch and I put it in here. So that'll keep it all together. I like this one. Oddly enough, I know it's tall, but I like to have it right up front. Like that. Just gives a little depth right there. You know? You don't have to have all your tall things in the back. And then this Rotala also gets tall, but I want it right up front too. Right there. Look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? Yeah. Starting to shape up. I don't have enough dwarf grass to go around in the fronts or anything. So either I need to buy some. I got some over here I might be able to use, but there's not enough of it. Yeah. I'll see if I can find any anywhere else. Almost done. All right. Call me crazy. You know how I said I wasn't going to do any valgrass in there? I got some valgrass. I also found some dwarf. I'm going to try to, just a couple little tufts. That's about all I need. See how it grows all spindly like that? And this stuff actually wilts back fast, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the water and then get ready for that. I'm not completely over my cold, but I'm not like coughing like crazy. I'm just congested or something. See all this valgrass, they have all these like runners between them. So I just take these, runners. See there's like a runner there. I just break them off. Make them into separate plants. It looks small now, doesn't it? But it gets like this. Look at this piece. We'll put that in the back. I already got a couple pieces in there too. I started doing it. I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. It looks cool. I mean, like it drapes over the water and everything. It looks kind of cool. If it annoys me, I can always take it out. All right, let's get that going. Another thing is, if the leaves are, don't ever cut the leaves or the blades of grass on this, because it'll just die all the way back to the stem and then grow new leaves. So if you have bad leaves that are already wilting back, you might as well just go ahead and pull them off. I already cleaned mine up, so these are all good leaves on these. But just keep that in mind. Once it's cut or injured or anything, it dies back completely. It's not like your it's not like your grass out in your lawn outside. And I like to take the runners off because they're not useful. So like, see this long runner that's sitting here? that's just in your way, just break it off, throw it away. Serves no more purpose once it's broken. At least I don't think it does. Now with this stuff, see how it grows like this? Like a long runner like this? I just take that and I start folding it onto itself. I'll just roll it up. Am I actually showing that? So yeah, just roll it up, keep the roots at the bottom, roll it together, like that. And then I end up with kind of a clump of it. See, and I'm holding the roots down here. And then I can take and plant that. I'm going to put that right over here for one, because there's nothing there. Let's move some of this sand over. I got another one over here. Oh, right here. I'll put those in the front. Well, this one doesn't have as many roots. Oh, it looks like the roots have been above water because the roots are all green. So it's literally been getting nutrients from the water column. This is also from the beta tank. See, a little bitty tuft. It'll take a while for plants to start growing here because the you know, the fish waste is what provides them nutrients. You know, aside from the root tabs in there, the fish waste will usually start supplying it, and it'll work its way through the sand. Then it just becomes this nice little cycle. That's what it's all about. All right. Should I go look for more plants? I'm just gonna walk around and see. Make sure I'm representing everything. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So that camera died. The battery died on me. But honestly, I think my cell phone camera is going to do a much better job anyway. I found a couple more plants. I'm not sure what these are called. I want to say teardrops. And I had a bunch of these growing in my community tank, Gen Pop. That one was like, so it was all under the sand. That's why it's all brown like that. So what happened was, I had it growing in Gen Pop, but I got this, it's called a horseface loach, I believe, or a horseface catfish, maybe loach, I don't know. I'll have to show you a picture of him. He's a sand filter fish. He sucks the sand in through his mouth and then he spits it out through his gills. And that's how he eats. Well, that means he pulled all the sand up on top of the plants everywhere. So I'm back over here. And I think I'm done. And that's it. I got enough going on in there. What do you think? I might show one last video in a little bit. I'm gonna drain this water out and then fill it back up because I want it to look like really clear for you guys, just so you have a really good idea of what it looks like. You don't have to wait for a week for me to get another video of it. Because then I'll put the fish in here. And I'm going to mineralize that too. So, you know, I'm going to mineralize it. I'll add some more of the bacteria, the starter bacteria. I'll add the quick start, and it should be good to go. That's what I'm going to do tonight. And that will end this series, pretty much. Maybe I'll have a part 4 bonus or something. Well, here you go. Look at this. The close shots. The new camera I'm getting, guys, can go underwater. How cool will that be? I'm going to take underwater footage of my fish. Yeah. Oh, that's the little guy that I brought over. It's on a pebble, but I kind of buried the pebble. Oh, you know what I haven't done is add decorative gravel to this. That'll probably change everything. All right, I'm going to do that, and you guys don't get to watch. It's literally just spreading out gravel. You know, I'll sprinkle it all over the place. Okay, I'll be right back. You'll see. Hey guys, look at this. It's the next day. Probably 24 hours now. And look how clear the water got. I didn't even do a water change. You know what I did? I added that filter. This is just a cheap $11 filter. Maybe 12, I don't know. You get them off Amazon. Super cheap. This one's kind of cool. It has a clear case, so I can kind of see inside. I don't know how useful that'll be. But yeah, all I really need to do is move the water around. The plants will do the rest. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? I am so happy with this. But you can also see I added all the gravel. It's different color gravel. Would have been nice to have like a gray gravel. But I like the contrast. I really do. I also mailed back that other camera. So it'll be a while before I get the other camera. But I do have a microphone coming tomorrow. So hopefully that'll help with the audio and the noise canceling. And so you don't hear my bird in the background like you hear right now. But yeah, tell me what you think of this. I'm really glad that you guys could join me on this little adventure. I can't wait to get the fish in here. I'm not going to film that. I'm going to go ahead and end this series with this video, with this little take right here. And you can just imagine the 3 little fat goldfish running around in here having a good time. I still haven't added the minerals. I'm going to add that tonight. I'm going to top the water off because I got the level is down, as you can tell right there. I'll put the minerals in, top it off, let it cycle. Get the minerals up to where I want them to be, and then I'll add the fish. Maybe in a day, maybe tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow. But yeah, go ahead, add some comments down below, especially if you know like the names of some of these plants. Like I don't know what this stuff is. I forget what this one's called. I couldn't find a browser tab where I'd save that. So I get all these plants and I don't know what they are. Especially the difference between Rotala and Ludwigia. I keep confusing those. I don't know why. Is there some like secret way to remember which is which? But yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with the goldfish tank rebuild. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please tell all your friends. I have a lot to share. I mean, I have a lot of ideas and stuff that I want to film, and I want this channel to take off, and I want you guys all to be a part of it. I think I have a lot that I can offer. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next episode.